Hi, it's Jane, and I've got all these little cotton balls that are here, there, and whatnot, and I've decided I need to actually wind them up. Hang on a second. So, I'm going to start winding these balls up, and like I said, they are cotton. Figure we might as well wind them up, and we'll talk while we do it. I do not have this low enough for you to see the ball winder. This is one of the Nitpicks ball winders. It is mechanical, so, that's what I'm using to wind up these cakes. I started off with this yellow one, and I'm going to add this pretty little ball into it. It's a mix with that yellow. So I thought I would add that in. If I can keep it in my hands. Don't seem to be able to do that today. I guess I got the loosey fingers, right? Now, I do a magic knot. I have not had any issues ever with a magic knot. I have in the past done something like a Russian join, and that works as well too, but I find the magic knot works well, and I don't have any issues when it comes to just mixing, when I'm crocheting or knitting. The knot pretty much hides itself within the work, so I've not had no issue with that, so that's kind of what I do now. And yeah, I'm just gonna not worry about it. I was watching Laura over at Mad Mimi's Farming and Crochet, and she was showing, it was a tutorial on her crocheting one of her rugs. Now, the only thing is, and I did ask the question, she hasn't answered it yet, because I think she just put the video out. But one of the things I had asked was, were her scraps also cotton? Because I do know a woman. Sorry about that, folks. It's from working out in that in the bamboo and the weeds and doing that kind of stuff early this morning. I get up and I go out about 5:36 in the morning and do that. Probably for about 5 hours. And it affects me the rest of the day, vocally because of that. But I had asked Laura if she was using cotton in her scraps as well, because I have a friend who actually uses one strand of cotton, and she does use the peaches and cream. Or sometimes she uses the sugar and cream. She will use that as her base, but she will use her acrylic scrap yarns, crocheting it with it, which I thought was rather interesting. I would have never thought to use that for a rug, but I guess you could, right? And this skein is finished out. This ball's finished out with a nice little light pink that I found. So yeah, there's no reason you can't take and make cotton, scrap cakes with your cotton as well. Now I do have, I'm not sure if this comes in out center. Yeah, this is a peaches and cream, and I am going to mix some of these. This is one of those pretty little skeins, mixed skeins. Sweet pea stripes is what it's called. Now this is 100% cotton. And there are a lot of people who don't like to mix their cotton and their cotton polyester blends. And I understand that. And there's a reason I'm telling you this, because the next color that I'm going to put in is one that is by Premier. And it is a little bit of a mix. It's not 100% cotton. It is 85% cotton and 15% polyester. Now, if you have projects that you know need to be 100% cotton with no polyester, then don't mix. Most likely I'm going to use this to make, I don't know, dishcloths, maybe some market bags. So it's really not going to make that big a difference. So I'm going to mix them. And I am adding a turquoise color in. And this one happens to be, like I said, it's at Premier Home. And it is 85% cotton and 15% polyester. And it is a dark turquoise. So I'm adding that in to this ball. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. Lately, the cats have been, Ronan especially, has started this thing where he meows at me. And I don't speak meow. So I do find that rather interesting that he specifically will come in to meow at me. He's also started taking to jumping on the headboard of the bed, on the very top, and sitting on it and staring down at me when I'm sleeping. That is a little disconcerting, I would say. It's a little confusing to see him do that, and I don't know why he's doing it. But, you know, it's a cat. What are you going to do? Cats are strange, right? Now I am adding a sugar and cream in the color Hot Purple. Although, honestly, I don't find that it is hot purple. It's not very hot at all, if you ask me. It's kind of a dull purple. But, you know, they chose the name. I didn't. So I am going to add that in. And then this cake will be finished. And then I do have another couple of cakes that I do want to wind up. One is a mix. It's Karen Simply Soft. And 2 balls. I found 2 balls of it. And the other one is a ball that I found while I was going through some things. Just in the middle of a box. Didn't make any sense, you know, because normally I keep all my yarns together. So apparently it was probably done when I was in a hurry, you know, packing things up to move. So. Now, got a little bit of a mess here. But you know, sometimes that happens. I don't know if you caught the live that I did with Connie the other day, but one of the things we talked about was finding time to crochet or knit, you know, regardless, or any kind of other crafting that you may do. But one of the things that we talked about was having your yarn organized so that you could easily find it for your projects. I do know that many times, like I said, I will take a basket, put everything in it for a project that I'm planning on putting into that project, so I at least know where that's at. And I find that helps me to stay organized. But you know, at one time I was super vigilant about trying to keep things very organized and straightened to the point where I had totes that were numbered, which had all my yarn in them, and then I had a notebook that I kept track of the yarns that were in each tote, you know, basically so I knew that I had, you know, 6 red hearts of this color, 4 red hearts or whatever, you know, or the Stitch Studio or the Premier Basic. But I would do that on purpose so that I knew, you know, where those yarns were. And found myself getting a little lost with that because I made such a mess of things when I stopped doing that. Now, I have decided that I do want to go back to that system a little bit in a way. Having the shelves in the back, when I had that set up, because they've already been broken down, I should one of these times go back and show you all those totes of yarn. And that's not including the totes in this front room, because I haven't moved them back there yet. I don't know that I will move them all back there, but having those shelf system, that makes it somewhat easier because you can also have that set up so you know where your yarn is, and you can actually see what's in front of you. The thing with using totes is you don't always know what you have because it's hidden away in a tote. And if it's sitting on a wall, if it's a clear tote, then you always have the option of being able to see somewhat what's in that tote. But having it on shelves is nice. But then again, it's also a dust collector. Now we know Nancy puts hers in plastic bags, you know, and that's one way to combat the issue with having dust in your yarns, that kind of thing. But there are a lot of ways to avoid that as well. But yeah, we each have to find our own system for using our yarns, for storing our yarns, and you know, what works for one doesn't always work for another. And I know throughout the years I've come up with different systems, but I would say between the shelves and having the notebook that let me know what I had, whether it's physical or whether it is a digital, you know, system, at least I knew when I was looking for something, you know, I would say to myself, well, I know I have dark sage, right? But how many do I have? I want to use it for a project. I could go into that notebook and say, oh, I have 6 dark sage, and they are all in tote number 17, for example. So that was the bonus of that. And I do like that system as well. Now, having shelves, you can just go out and look and see what you have. But I have determined I have a lot of yarn and need to slow down on buying more yarn. But I will tell you, those, what are they called? Gradient cakes by Premier. Those are some gorgeous cakes. And I've seriously thought about buying some more yarn. Even though I got plenty and I don't really need any more. Doesn't mean I don't want it. But, yeah. Because what I've been seeing, what some of you folks have been sharing, those of you that have gotten those gradient cakes, they are gorgeous. And I can see why having a gradient cake would be a good idea. Well, I got my yarn tangled up. That was good. Got it tangled up in my little TV tray here that I use for my ball winding. And I'd say hello to Lottie. Lottie, I watched Lottie's video this morning too. Yeah, where she was talking about it's my fault she's gotten into this winding up cakes with all of her scraps. It's addicting, isn't it, Lottie? But anyway, she had showed off this great haul that she had gotten at her, I think it's her senior center. And she's got some beautiful yarns in there, and I can't wait to see some of the cakes that she comes up with. But yeah, we all have to find a system that works for us, that kind of thing. And I hope you guys have a system. Be interested in knowing what some of your systems are for keeping your yarn, storing your yarn, so that you know what you have and don't have. I am diligently working throughout this yarn. See, it's starting to get cloudy out. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's it for this video. It's short and sweet. Guess I'll see you again soon for the What Whip and coffee later on this week. Whatnot. Other than that, everybody have a great week. And remember to be kind to one another, love one another, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.